Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets which are available in US letter or A4, and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best be prepared for your exam, and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel and share out the videos. And now we're going to continue with the Grade 1 2019 Paper C, and if you turn with me to page 13, we can continue with question 6. So question 6 is asking us to create intervals as to the number that they've given us. They've given us the first one as an example, and we're asked to write melodic intervals, which means they must come one after another as if in a melody, unlike a harmonic interval where they come one on top of each other as a harmony. And so basically, if you just follow the example as they've given it, set it out exactly the same way, you know you're going to be in the right sort of mentality. And so let's just work out if they've given us this first one. We are in the key of G major, so we're describing the interval from a G, and then we've got to create the interval up a note. So here we count G as number 1. We always must count this given note as number 1, and we step up line, space, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you're doing is you're creating a distance between the steps of the scale. And so if you just step out the scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If you find that difficult, you can just sketch out a piano keyboard and just write out from there. Of course it's F sharp, but your key signature will deal with that, and the degrees of the scale. And so we can see we've gone to a C, all cows eat grass, a C, which is a 4th, so we know we've not miscounted. So now we're in the treble clef, and we're counting from this G here. G is 1, 2, 3, G, A, B. So we know we've gone to the 3rd, so we've got a distance of a 3rd there. So interval just means the distance between the notes of the scale. So still in this treble clef, but we're counting higher, up a 6. So still counting this lowest note as number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that takes us to F, A, C, E in the treble clef, which is the 6th. So we know we've not gone wrong. Again, still in the treble clef, we're now going 1 higher. So actually, if we know that's the 6th, we know the 7th is going to be here, next note up, but we'll count it again just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the line, and it's every good boy deserves football. Of course it's F sharp because we're in G major, and that's correct. That's the 7th degree of the scale. Now we're dropping back into the bass. This is G, so next door note 1, 2, G, A is the 2nd, 1, 2 next door notes, and then dropping down an octave. This is a low G as our starting point, counting this as number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 takes us to good boys deserve, and that's correct. D is the 5th. So just count that carefully and it's soon done. And now we'll press on to the next question. So we're looking at the relationship between note values and rests here. And we need to write a note worth the same amount of time as the given rest. So here we have a dotted quaver rest, a dotted 8th note rest, and this is the same time value, a dotted eighth note, a dotted quaver note. We're writing on the middle line, so we're not worrying if there's a stem involved which way the line goes. Just follow their example though. Now this is a minim, a half note rest. That's a 2-beat rest. Just takes a bit of revision with these. Easily confused with the 4-beat, but we'll come to that in a moment. Now this one, if you get a little bit stuck, in actual fact they've done the thinking for us in a sense, because just as the rests have an extra arm, the notes just have an extra tail. So that's a semiquaver or a 16th note. So just like before, but with an extra tail on it as it were, and of course no dot. That's a semiquaver rest, a semiquaver note, a 16th rest, a 16th note. And then here we come to this semibreve, this whole note rest, which is easily confused with this one. So it's a 4-beat rest, there's our 4-beat note, and the way I remember that is it's a 4-beat rest which hangs off the 4th line, and that way you won't confuse it with this 2-beat one. The 4-beat rest hangs off the 4th line. Just as an extra bit of revision, do remember that this is also used as a sort of a shorthand for just a full bar's rest regardless of the time signature. It sort of has a double purpose there. So here this is our crotchet note rest, our quarter note rest. So as a crotchet or a quarter note, we have that. And then here, now again, they've really sort of given us the answer for this. It's the same, but without a dot. It's a quaver rest or a 8th note rest, but without the dot. So they've kind of really helped us with that one there. And now moving on to the next question. So question 8 is all to do with musical directions and performance terms. There are quite a lot of Italian terms and dynamic expressions and so on, musical directions. And if you refer to the back of your PDF document that you can get online if you go to my website, I've given you some little revision tips on how to go about revising these, and I've also given you a little test so you can just quiz yourself there. And I do recommend that you really give a good attempt at revising those, because as you progress through the grades, the list just gets longer, because grade 2 is all of the performance terms from grade 1 plus grade 2, and it just keeps adding as you go through the grades. So I do suggest you give those a good old revise. Have a go at these on your own. I do suggest you press pause, try it yourself. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. Don't peep once you've done your bit of revision, but have a go. It doesn't matter if it's wrong, you can always just erase them and have another go. And so we'll check through these together now. So we're already shown that crescendo is gradually getting louder. Notice they're all in multiple choice now, and that sometimes can throw you. Be careful, there might be a red herring here, so just be careful nothing throws you off course. So MF, M is mezzo, which means middle or moderate. F is forte, which is loud. It's moderately loud. So RAL is short for rallentando. It has the same meaning as ritardando, which means gradually getting slower. Now we have a couple of things here. Allegro is fast. Moderato is moderately, and so it's going to be moderately fast or moderately quick. So all of these deal with the moderately, but you've got to make sure you get the allegro correct as well, so moderately quick. This little sign here, we're referring to the dot above a note, which is staccato. However, watch out, staccato does not mean smoothly, it means detached. So be careful you read these carefully, because otherwise they might just trick you there. So dal segno is a repeat sign, and it means going back to the sign, which is this sign here. Not to be confused with da capo, which means go back to the beginning. So there we go, bit of revision, and you'll soon get those under your belt. I do hope that's helpful to you. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I hope that you're enjoying working through it. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be really super. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. Please also do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available there to help you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.